The LSU Tigers sweep Oklahoma in Norman. This was a series. You and I both went LSU. Our guy, Jake McKeever, went Oklahoma. But the way that LSU did it, I don't even think you and I saw this coming. I don't think any of us really predicted a sweep over this weekend. LSU absolutely dominant on the bump. Harrison, they only used 6 pitchers the entire series. Now, when you have one guy go a CG, that helps. But still, they only used 6 pitchers on the weekend. They did not allow an earned run.
Yeah.
Everybody stop and think about how insane that is, that you don't even allow an earned run against a quality Oklahoma team.
And they
had been really good.
27 innings, Chris, too.
And they played a full 27, right? There was no run rule here, but the tone was set, Harrison, with what Cade Anderson did on Thursday night. I mean, it was masterful watching him go CG shutout. You highlighted first time since 2018, CG shutout, first CG since Paul Skeens did it in 2023 against Tulane in the postseason. But, you know, LSU's been impressive to this point, Harrison. And I know we talked about Oklahoma. Maybe we had some concerns, but wildly impressive weekend by the Tigers.
Absolutely. I think it was a statement weekend by the Tigers in a way that people weren't really thinking about to do it on the road in the SEC. I know Oklahoma, playing at Oklahoma, you know, it's their first time that they've played in the state of Oklahoma, LSU that is, and it's not a hostile environment. It's not like they played at Texas, you know, early in the season, or they're playing at the Dude or whatnot. But, I mean, to use, like you said, only 5 pitchers, I mean, obviously, you know, only having to use one in game one, throwing a complete game shutout. But, I mean, they gave up 15 hits total in the game, but spread them out across 27 innings. And I think the biggest thing is, you know, we just know, I think it solidified who the relievers are, obviously, in the bullpen for LSU, and Case and Evans, and just, you know, a stud that he is on the mound and how, you know, important he is to the role. And then, like I said, I was huge on Chase Shores. I mean, even though he's had 4 walks, he scattered them. And Zach Cowan, I talked about last week how impressed I was with him on the mound, and just now the length that he's able to give to go 4 innings on the mound in relief. I mean, that just shows kind of the versatility of him, be able to come in a high leverage situation in 1 inning, or if it needs to be 2, 3, in this situation 4, and, you know, shut down Oklahoma's offense that had some struggles throughout the season. And that was the concerns coming into the year we had. But, I mean, like I said, Chris, leading into the series, I said they need to win Kyson Witherspoon start if they're going to win this series at all, because the struggles they've had the mound with Cade Crossland and then Malachi Witherspoon only continued this series against LSU, except for Malachi had a much better start. 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, but only 1 of them earned. Doesn't help you out there. But when the bats are cold like they were against LSU's pitching staff, I mean, that's what's going to happen when you run into a team of really good arms in the bullpen, but then a deep lineup that can hit with deep bench as well. And so they ran into a red-hot LSU that's playing their best baseball right now, and went it to Norman and came back to Baton Rouge with a series sweep, Chris.
You mentioned, too, the cold bats, Harrison. It was a cold weekend. I don't know if you noticed this, but it was 40 degrees on the final.
I mean, Friday night, they were all in the big puffer jackets.
Yeah. I was talking to one of our good buddies down in Baton Rouge. He said it hadn't been 40 degrees. They haven't felt those kind of temperatures since it snowed in Baton Rouge like 2 months ago. Yeah. So it's been quite a while since they played in that.
This 30-3 start to the season is LSU's best start since 2013 when they went 31-2.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that jumped out to me, Harrison, I couldn't believe this. I believe coming into the weekend, Oklahoma led the SEC in stolen bases, or at minimum stolen base attempts. Not a single stolen base on the weekend.
Yeah, that was a big two.
Think about how crazy that is.
Yeah, I mean
there's not a lot of traffic, and nobody was that's really good defense too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it plays to the pitching staff being able to hold him on, but also when you have a catcher like Luis Hernandez who has a cannon behind him, behind home plate, I mean, that just eliminates the versatility of which you can score runs. And, you know, when you're pacing a really elite pitching staff, and then the times you get a runner on, you can't even get him in a scoring position or past that, or stealing bases, it's really tough to win a ball game, especially against a team that can swing it like LSU did, even though game 1 was a really close game. I mean, game 2 obviously wasn't being a 10-2 game, but game 1, as close it was literally just a single and a double in the 3rd and 5th. Difference between the game.
Yeah, that game 1, Harrison, I mean, I was able to sit down and really watch that game and watch the entirety of that game. And, Kyson Witherspoon didn't pitch bad, but I mentioned it on social media. Some nights their guy is just better than your guy.
Yeah.
And there was nobody beating Cade Anderson in game.
I mean, Chris, I know Oklahoma fans are thinking, when was the last time we won a Kyson Witherspoon start?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 3 in a row now they've lost in those game ones. And to your point, if Oklahoma is going to have success the rest of the way out, we've got obviously 5 more SEC weekends to go, which it's crazy. We're about to hit the halfway point of conference play. But if they're going to have success, Harrison, I think it goes without saying, they got to snap that streak and they got to win when he's on the bump. I mean, he's their best guy. You really put yourself behind the 8 ball on a weekend when you're losing, when your best guy is on the bump. I mean, I know you're going to face the other team's best guy, but you got to find a way to help your dude out, get him some run support, and be able to scratch out a win on a Friday night, or in this case, Thursday night. Harrison, before we move off of this one, because we're going to have a fun conversation here, obviously, in a second, there's going to be a debate. Who's the number 1 team in the SEC? Nobody's mentioning LSU. It very well could be them. I don't know about right now, but it very well could be them. All I'm saying. They got all the makings of it.
Yep.
So, and I know they were your pick to win the SEC. That's still very, very much in play.